Hello One Piece enthusiasts, I'm the One Piece nerd. Today let's talk about Palestine. Why? Because it it is literally One Piece in real world. Let's go back. Let's go back to Arlong Park. Arlong was a fishman who invaded human territory, enslaved the humans, and tortured them and exploited them and mercilessly tortured them for his own gains. And then we see Crocodile, who forcibly, with his powers, took over a land that wasn't even his and ruled over a kingdom. We saw Doflamingo do the same thing. We saw Kaido do the same thing to Wano. And it's no different from what is happening in Palestine. I don't want to get into arguments in the comment section about whether or not Israel has the land, Israel has the freedom of defense, but it's there in front of your eyes. Palestinians don't have devil fruits, they don't have hockey, they don't have the power to defend against artilleries, weaponries, bombshells that have been basically bombarded with. And we as human beings should stand up. This is not about religion. This is not about Islam. This is not about Muslims. This is not about race. This is about humanity. We spoke up when Ukraine was under attack. And we should speak up about Palestine. Think about it. Think about Luffy. Think about Lelouch and Im. Im destroyed Lelouch because they were revolting against the world government. The world government created the law for One Piece. In this case, the narrative being US and Israel are basically the forces of good and Palestinians are the forces of bad. But not everything you see in media is true. We know that from One Piece. We know that media creates propaganda. Media only goes to the sides of people that have power. And with the media saying that Israel is doing something good for humanity, I would ask you to question it again. And I'm just going to be honest with you guys. If Luffy wasn't there to save Arlong, if Luffy wasn't there to save Dressrosa, Alabasta, Wano, what would have happened to them? Where is our warrior of liberation? I can do that. I'm not Sun God Nika. I don't have fictional powers that can liberate the world. But I do have the power to speak to an audience who has seen terror in fictional worlds unlike anything else they've ever seen before. And now the same thing is happening in real world. How can you turn a blind eye? You cried when Koza was going up against the rebel army and there was a chance of defeat. You cried when Doflamingo tortured everyone and enslaved everyone, inhumanly punished them, killed them. But you're not gonna say anything about Palestine? I understand the right to defense. I don't understand the right for genocide. Genocide is never self-defense. If you guys have paid attention to One Piece, follow One Piece, follow what Oda has been trying to say, you guys should get this by now. That this is no cleansing, this is no self-defense, this is tyranny, this is Doflamingo in real life. Unfortunately, we don't have a Luffy that can protect the people of Palestine. The same way there is no one to protect the people of Ukraine. But we have our voices. Stand in solidarity with humanity, not Palestine, but humanity. If one of us die, we die along with them. And it's our responsibility to make sure that everyone has a safe life. And if you guys have followed One Piece, you guys know that we need to talk about oppression. If we don't raise our voices to oppression, no one else will. We need to be our own warrior of liberation. I urge you, speak about Palestine, whether it be on social media, whether it's on protests, however you can. If you have a channel, if you have a voice, speak up, because now is the time to stand up for humanity. I'm not saying this because I'm biased towards Palestine. I'm saying this because I'm biased towards humanity. I'm biased again. I'm against tyranny. And Israel is a terrorist state. And Palestine needs to be saved. I want you guys to talk about it. I want you guys to be the Luffy of your own story. Be the liberating warrior that you are. If you've learned anything from One Piece, and if you have the capabilities to understand the story whatsoever, I think you guys, of all people, should pay their respects and do as much as they can to help Palestine. Even if it's just a single post. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for listening. If you guys want to unsubscribe, unsubscribe. I don't care. I have a platform. I'm going to speak up about it. This is not even my career. I have an audience. And if I can convince even one of you guys to go into protests, into sharing something in social media that can help Palestine to raise awareness, I have been successful. Thank you all so much for listening and watching. Until next time, peace.